I have eaten breakfast. She has watched a movie. He has played football. We have studied English. They have visited the park. I have read a book. She has cooked dinner. He has cleaned his room. We have traveled to London. They have listened to music. I have written a letter. She has painted a picture. He has sung a song. We have gone shopping. They have drunk tea. I have opened the window. She has closed the door. He has called his friend. We have played chess. They have walked to school. I have met new people. She has used her phone. He has fixed the car. We have done our homework. They have eaten pizza. I have seen that movie. She has bought new shoes. He has lost his keys. We have found the book. They have sent a message. I have made a cake. She has drunk water. He has studied math. We have watched cartoons. They have played the guitar. I have gone to the market. She has danced at the party. He has painted the house. We have learned new words. They have taken photos. I have washed the dishes. She has brushed her hair. He has drawn a picture. We have sung together. They have laughed a lot. I have cooked pasta. She has cleaned the table. He has used the computer. We have talked to the teacher. They have played basketball.
I have visited my grandparents. She has helped her brother. He has read the newspaper. We have gone to the zoo. They have looked for the keys. I have written in my notebook. She has told a story. He has drunk milk. We have seen the stars. They have taken the bus. I have bought fruit. She has eaten an apple. He has learned Spanish. We have gone to the beach. They have traveled to Paris. I have painted my room. She has made a salad. He has met his teacher. We have cleaned the house. They have finished the project. I have spoken English. She has listened to the radio. He has broken a glass. We have lived in this city. They have worked hard. I have sent an email. She has written a poem. He has washed his hands. We have waited for the bus. They have eaten ice cream. I have taken a shower. She has opened her bag. He has closed the window. We have walked in the park. They have studied history. I have called my mother. She has visited a museum. He has drunk coffee. We have played with the dog. They have gone to the cinema. I have lost my phone. She has found the pen. He has told the truth. We have learned grammar. They have eaten dinner. I have seen my best friend. She has spoken to her teacher. He has watched the news. We have taken a taxi. They have traveled by train.
I have been studying English for 2 years. She has been reading a book since morning. He has been working here for 5 years. We have been playing football since 3 p.m. They have been living in London for a long time. My sister has been learning to cook this week. The baby has been crying for an hour. I have been waiting for you since 9 o'clock. She has been talking on the phone for 20 minutes. He has been driving all day. We have been practicing grammar exercises. They have been watching TV since dinner. I have been using my computer for 3 hours. She has been listening to music in her room. He has been painting the house since Monday. We have been sitting here for a long time. They have been running in the park for an hour. I have been working on this project all day. She has been cleaning the kitchen since morning. He has been playing the guitar for years. We have been walking around the city all afternoon. They have been studying for their exams. I have been drinking more water lately. She has been teaching English for 10 years. He has been fixing his bike since yesterday. We have been preparing dinner together. They have been helping their parents on the farm. I have been writing emails since breakfast. She has been drawing beautiful pictures. He has been building a new house. We have been learning new words every day. They have been visiting us more often. I have been exercising for a long time. She has been studying math all week. He has been sending messages all morning. We have been planning our trip for months. They have been growing vegetables in the garden. I have been shopping for clothes. She has been preparing for her presentation. He has been cooking dinner for the family. We have been practicing speaking skills. They have been singing songs together. I have been working from home recently. She has been taking photos of the flowers. He has been running every morning. We have been playing chess for 2 hours. They have been laughing at the funny movie. I have been washing the dishes since lunch. She has been waiting at the bus stop. He has been working out at the gym. We have been making a cake since morning. They have been traveling around Europe. I have been reading about history. She has been watering the plants. He has been studying geography. We have been cooking pasta together. They have been cleaning their room. I have been improving my writing skills. She has been speaking to her friend. He has been listening carefully. We have been organizing the party. They have been playing basketball. I have been waiting at the station. She has been studying science. He has been watching the sunset. We have been solving puzzles. They have been writing letters. I have been jogging in the park. She has been practicing yoga. He has been reading the newspaper. We have been preparing our homework. They have been watching birds. I have been making a drawing. She has been baking cookies. He has been brushing the dog. We have been looking for the keys. They have been discussing the problem. I have been learning Spanish. She has been fixing her hair. He has been checking the computer. We have been watching the children play. They have been helping in the garden. I have been talking to my teacher. She has been swimming in the pool. He has been learning the guitar. We have been buying new clothes. They have been eating healthier food. I have been calling my friends. She has been practicing her dance. He has been working on his homework. We have been decorating the house. They have been playing with the cat. I have been telling stories to my brother. She has been writing a diary. He has been preparing tea. We have been waiting for the teacher. They have been painting the fence. I have been drinking coffee. She has been improving her reading. He has been learning new skills.
I was reading a book yesterday evening. She was cooking dinner when I arrived. They were playing football in the park. He was watching TV at 8 p.m. We were studying English last night. The children were sleeping at 10 o'clock. I was listening to music all afternoon. She was writing an email at that time. He was running in the park yesterday morning. We were waiting for the bus. They were talking on the phone. I was walking to school. She was painting a picture. The dog was barking loudly. He was fixing his car. We were drinking tea in the kitchen. I was working on my project. They were traveling to London. She was playing the piano. He was cleaning the windows. We were visiting our grandparents. They were eating pizza. I was drawing a picture. She was washing the dishes. He was helping his father. We were shopping in the market. They were swimming in the pool. I was cooking pasta. She was studying history. He was making a phone call. We were reading magazines. They were dancing at the party. I was looking at the stars. She was ironing clothes. He was building a house. We were watching a movie. They were learning new words. I was waiting for my friend. She was taking photos. He was singing a song. We were planning our trip. They were preparing breakfast. I was opening the window. She was feeding the cat. He was studying for the exam. We were writing letters. They were playing chess. I was drinking coffee. She was cleaning her room. He was telling a story. We were having lunch together. They were drawing pictures. I was walking in the park. She was reading the newspaper. He was cutting the grass. We were swimming in the river. They were waiting at the station. I was playing the guitar. She was visiting her aunt. He was eating an apple. We were talking about our plans. They were running in the garden. I was sleeping in my room. She was watching the children. He was writing in his notebook. We were waiting for the teacher. They were listening to music. I was opening a present. She was making soup. He was driving to work. We were sitting in the living room. They were standing in the queue. I was walking home. She was waiting at the bus stop. He was talking to his friend. We were visiting the museum. They were laughing at the joke. I was drinking orange juice. She was watching a documentary. He was learning French. We were cleaning the house. They were writing postcards. I was playing with my dog. She was buying vegetables. He was waiting in the car. We were playing basketball. They were swimming in the sea. I was looking for my keys. She was reading a storybook. He was fixing his bike. We were painting the walls. They were working in the garden. I was helping my brother. She was drinking tea. He was opening the door. We were preparing a party. They were playing in the snow. I was studying math. She was writing a poem. He was cooking rice.
I had finished my homework before dinner. She had already left when I arrived. They had visited London before the trip to Paris. He had cooked dinner before his wife came home. We had cleaned the house before our guests arrived. The film had started when we reached the cinema. I had read the book before watching the movie. She had studied English before she moved to the UK. He had gone to bed before midnight. They had eaten breakfast before going to school. We had lived in that city for 5 years before moving. I had seen that movie twice before. We had met him before the party. He had worked there for 10 years before he retired. They had left when it started to rain. We had finished our lunch before the bell rang. I had never tried sushi before yesterday. She had written the email before the meeting. He had washed the car before his dad came home. They had played football before it got dark. We had planned the trip months before. I had called my mom before I went out. She had learned the song by heart. He had broken his phone before the exam. They had done their homework before watching TV. We had met the teacher before the class started. I had packed my bag before leaving home. She had finished her tea before he came in. He had forgotten his keys at work. They had waited for an hour before the bus came. We had taken photos before it rained. I had written a letter before sending the message. She had cooked pasta before her guests arrived. He had learned Spanish before visiting Spain. They had opened the gifts before dinner. We had made a cake before the party began. I had cleaned my room before my friend came. She had finished the report before the deadline. He had eaten all the cookies before I came home. They had gone to the beach before lunch. We had known each other for years before marriage. I had saved enough money before buying a car. She had played the piano before she started singing. He had studied all night before the test. They had arrived early before the meeting started. We had just finished dinner before the guests came. I had heard that story before. She had never seen snow before her trip. He had told me the truth before anyone else. They had learned the rules before the game. We had decided to go before it was too late. I had known her since childhood. She had dreamed about that job for years. He had fixed the computer before I used it. They had left the house before sunrise. We had done the shopping before Sunday. I had cooked dinner before you called. She had visited her grandmother before school. He had opened the window before going to bed. They had watched that movie before. We had discussed the problem before the meeting. I had never met such a kind person before. She had already done her homework. He had gone to work before breakfast. They had finished painting the walls before night. We had waited for the train before it arrived. I had seen him at the park before. She had bought a dress before the party. He had washed the dishes before leaving. They had slept for 10 hours before waking up. We had written the report before lunch. I had studied the topic before the exam. She had practiced a lot before the competition. He had played guitar before joining the band. They had packed their bags before traveling. We had walked for miles before reaching the hotel. I had turned off the lights before going out. She had lost her phone before coming to school. He had cleaned his shoes before leaving home. They had completed the task before the teacher came. We had sold our old car before buying a new one. I had taken a shower before dinner. She had closed the door before sleeping. He had drawn a picture before class started. They had eaten dinner before the movie. We had gone shopping before the weekend. I had never seen such a big house before. She had taken her medicine before going to bed. He had saved the file before shutting down the computer. They had left the restaurant before paying. We had finished the work before the deadline. I had helped my sister before she asked. She had found her wallet before calling the police. He had told his parents before making a decision. They had started the game before the rain began. We had watered the plants before sunset. I had worn that dress before. She had sent the message before I saw it. He had eaten all the cake before the party. They had already arrived when we got there. She had been studying English for 2 years. He had been working all night. They had been waiting for the bus for an hour. I had been cooking dinner before they arrived. We had been cleaning the house all morning. The kids had been playing outside. My mom had been making tea for us. He had been fixing his bike. She had been reading the book for days. I had been listening to music before the power went out. They had been traveling around Europe. We had been talking for hours. The dog had been barking loudly. She had been learning French for months. He had been training for the marathon. I had been washing the dishes. They had been building the house for a year. We had been studying together. She had been waiting for my call. He had been driving for 5 hours. I had been shopping all afternoon. They had been arguing again. We had been planning the trip for weeks. She had been painting the walls. He had been drawing a picture. My sister had been practicing piano. They had been cleaning their room. I had been exercising every day. We had been eating too much junk food. She had been feeling tired. He had been looking for his keys. The baby had been crying for a while. I had been studying for the exam. They had been preparing dinner. We had been waiting at the station. She had been saving money for a new phone. He had been sending emails all morning. My friends had been helping me. I had been learning new words. They had been cooking pasta. We had been watching the movie. She had been working from home. He had been playing the guitar. I had been driving slowly. They had been sleeping in the tent. We had been running in the park. She had been writing a letter. He had been studying history. I had been painting my room. They had been organizing the party. We had been visiting museums. She had been feeling sick. He had been searching for a job. I had been calling you all day. They had been thinking about moving. We had been learning grammar rules. She had been practicing her speech. He had been doing his homework. I had been packing my suitcase. They had been waiting outside in the cold. We had been laughing at the jokes. She had been cooking soup. He had been taking photos. I had been looking for a new book. They had been meeting their friends often. We had been dancing for hours. She had been helping her mom. He had been buying gifts. I had been sending messages. They had been drinking tea. We had been walking around the city. She had been working on her project. He had been visiting his grandparents. I had been listening carefully. They had been waiting patiently. We had been cooking breakfast. She had been running late. He had been repairing the computer. I had been preparing for the meeting. They had been learning new skills. We had been driving through the mountains. She had been writing her diary. He had been playing football. I had been working at the office. They had been studying math. We had been watching the sunset. She had been practicing yoga. He had been planting flowers. I had been learning to swim. They had been looking at the stars. We had been saving money for the trip. She had been waiting at the cafe. He had been reading the news. I had been cleaning the kitchen. They had been fixing the roof. We had been preparing for the exam. She had been learning to dance. He had been eating too many sweets. I had been enjoying the warm weather. They had been practicing their English.
Guess the word. Carrots. Guess the word. Beans. Guess the word. Potatoes. Guess the word. Tomatoes. Guess the word. Peas. Guess the word. Onions. Guess the word. Garlic. Guess the word. Mushrooms. Guess the word. Orange. Guess the word. Banana. Guess the word. Apple. Guess the word. Pear. Guess the word. Grapes. Guess the word. Strawberries. Guess the word. Pineapple. Guess the word. Tea. Guess the word. Coffee. Guess the word. Milk. Guess the word. Juice. Guess the word. Beer. Guess the word. Wine. Guess the word. Water. Guess the word. Bread. Guess the word. Rice. Guess the word. Pasta. Guess the word. Meat. Guess the word. Fish. Guess the word. Sugar. Guess the word. Hamburger. Guess the word. Hot dogs. Guess the word. Pizza.